Hi, welcome back everyone to 1815 Scum of the Earth. We're skipping the preparation phase on the first round of the game and going straight to deployment. And in solo game it starts with us. And I want to get one of these resource cards in if I can. And our first objective, I think, requires zeal. This one might be the best, but it's the most expensive. It costs us 3. Muta is a quick way to get rid of Binet, so that might be the other option. So, in fact, I might put this guy in. He's cavalry. Let's do it. We're going to get rid of these cracking infantry units. This one will come back from the discard pile. Or do I put this one in? Let's use these two. Let's save one of them. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I'm paying 2 resources. We're going to put Joseph Muta in the game. British cavalry. He's going in the middle. When played, champion deal 2 damage to 1 non-leader enemy. This guy's going. Yep. 2 damage. He's only got 2 health. He's out of here. Alright. Switching to them. We're on hard difficulty. So they've only got, well, they've got -1 resources now. So the most they can put in is a 0 cost. Right? So we're just going to draw cards from the top of this deck until we find 0 costs. There is a way to do this with only the zeros. I think I showed you that in my preview, but we're doing it this way. They've got a character, Charles de la Bellière. When played, if you dealt damage this round, card gets zeal +1. This guy's going in here. 1, 2, 3, starting at the front row. Right, next. So I've got 1 resource here. I could throw both of these. I want zeal. I really want one of these 2. I could get rid of these and just play this one. Or I could wait. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to pass. Right, which means he gets 1 more turn. And again, he's looking for a 0 cost card. There it is. French infantry division that gains zeal if there's another copy of this card in the battlefield. 1, 2, 3 is going in here. Right, we've reached the end of the round. We both complete our starting objectives because these ones are destroyed automatically. Napoleon's been in exile on the island of Elba since April 1914 after he was forced to abdicate the French throne. His allied enemies had invaded France and Napoleon was defeated. So here he is, exiled in Elba, ambitions not quashed, simmering away, plotting his return to power and revenge. And in February 1815, he makes his escape and triggers this whole story. Right, so objectives completed. We're now off onto objective B. For us, that's the Congress of Vienna. The Allies have gathered. What to do? They've heard the news. Napoleon has reappeared. And we're in to round 2. They're still at -1 with no bonuses. So say -1 means 0 preparation phase then. So we're going to play the advanced drawing variant. You can either just draw 2 cards, or you can draw 3 cards and discard 1 from your hand, or you can draw 4 cards and discard 2 from your hand. We're going to go simple. We're going to draw 3, discard 1. Let's see what we've drawn. We've got an event remove 1 damage from every British unit or character, or cancel Imperial Guard assault or ground battery. It's quite an expensive event, but it does clear some damage. We've got a character. It's got might. We're looking for zeal. None of these really help us. We've got British artillery. I'm probably not going to use either of these. Maybe the artillery. All right. What to do? So, and I'm going to use this guy. So that's 1 resource to do what? Get another one of these in. This has got to be the one. I think we get rid of this one. 2. 1 more card. Let's get rid of the artillery. Play the long game. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's it. All right. Where are you going? So the King's German, his infantry, gains 1 might while in the central frontier. Right. Well, that solves that question for me. He's going in the middle. Okay. And he's bringing the 1 zeal I'm looking for. That's going to be all I'm going to do. Let's see what he does first. So again, we're looking for a 0, aren't we? Oh, there he is. So we got a French infantry division. At least 1 more copy in this on the battlefield gives it +1 zeal. I know this from before. They get quite a lot of zeal. So it does get them through early, but there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, if you try and take these cards out, because I'm keeping their resources low, they're just looking for 0 cost cards to put in play, and they'll just keep coming back. But anyway, they've got 2 copies of the Royal Infantry, so now they each have a zeal. I could get rid of 1 somehow, and that does slow them down a little bit. But yeah, it's not worth a whole action. Meanwhile, I can put a +1 might on here. That doesn't help me at the moment. Right, remember, I'm looking for zeal. The Congress of Vienna needs zeal. I think the next objective needs might. So it's coming. Which is why this the King's German Legion is such a good card to play, I think. Right, I'm passing. Back to them. They're going to go for another 0 cost card if they've got one. I know they do. And it's not very far away. Here it is. Louis Auguste Victor Beaumont, a French lieutenant general. He has the opportunist ability, but opportunist is ignored by the foe in solo. So really, this guy is just taking up space on the battlefield. I'm happy to see him. In fact, it says here, on 15th of June, Beaumont defected to the Prussians, which prompted Blücher to remark that a cur will always be a cur. So, yeah, he's doing his duty for the Allies by sitting there on the battlefield doing nothing. Objectives then. So let's look. Congress of Vienna has 6 health and needs 3 zeal to overcome. I've got 1 zeal here and then 4 here. That's 5 zeal. That's 2 of my tokens on the Congress of Vienna. They've also got zeal and they've got 0 here, 1 here now, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one only has a defense of 2. This is kill your emperor. So after escaping exile with 1,000 of his troops, Napoleon landed with his troops and marched 300 kilometers in 6 days. So this is what they're going to try and do. They're marching through France. And of course, the 5th Regiment has been sent by the king, the new king of France, to stop him. He doesn't want to be thrown out and replaced by Napoleon again. But Napoleon approaches them and says, "Here I am, kill your emperor if you wish." Instead, they rally to him and join the march to Paris. So Napoleon's charisma and reputation is enough to turn the king's men back to his side forever, Napoleon's armies. So they've got 5 zeal with only two needed. That's 3 progress towards the 7 here. Okay, round 3. Let's ready our forces and draw our 3 cards and discard 1. We've drawn the Black Brunswickiers. This is an agile infantry, useful. They can move around. Only as an action, of course. We've got a 0 cost Prince Frederick William, the Duke of Brunswick here. Brunswick, a Prussian prince. Each Black Brunswicker gains might +1, so these work nicely together. And then we got an event, the Duke's Determination. So here we are with Arthur Wellesley can be moved to any frontier or remove 2 damage from him. We don't care about that event right now. Let's get rid of this one. Okay. So we're going to get, so the position is right now another 2 on here. So ideally we want 2 more zeal in order to progress somehow. I can get 1 from here. I can turn this guy for his resource again. He's not helping me towards my objective. He's not a man to be found in a conference room. So the Allies are hearing talk of Napoleon marching north. What are they going to do? Well, we need to convince them that war is the answer. They need to mobilize. So we need zeal. We need more zeal. So we'll get the Black Brunswickiers. They are agile. I'm going to put them here. I don't know if I've got cards that benefit from being at the front or cards that benefit from being at the back, so I'm going to keep them here. And then the Duke, the Duke of Brunswick, Prince Frederick, he can come in and can give them +1 might. Well, I don't need might at the minute, so yeah, let's hold back for the moment. Anyway, it's their turn. Now looking for another 0 cost card. I think, yeah, they're still on hard. They don't have any bonuses to the resources yet, so they're still looking for 0s. So we've held them back a turn, which is good news. There it is. Okay, another infantry unit. I'm passing. I don't think I've got anything to help me. And the only card that potentially is useful is getting another one of these in. 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to hold on. It's early doors. Let's pass. So they're going to look for another 0. They're not through their deck just yet completely, but yep, there it is. There's another French unit. Inspire, remove 1 damage. Now, do they use Inspire? There's a reference card here that helps us. It says, ignore agile and movement abilities, bloodless zealot, opportunist, family leader, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so ignore all of those. But we're playing advanced foe, and it's on the back of the solo rulebook. It does say, and where possible, use these foe abilities as follows, but there's no mention of Inspire. Remove a damage from any unit. There's no damage out here anyway. So this unit's going in over here. Now they aren't going to create any formations right now because we've got this guy here and this guy here and this guy here, which is stopping a row and a 2x2 being created. So the only one that they could create is a cavalry charge. There's no cavalry out here. So early days. Right, but that thing does bring 1 more zeal. So lots of zeal as these guys march. They're gathering their forces. Their zeal is growing. The army is gathering. They're heading north towards Paris. And I think they're going to reach Paris this turn. We've got 4, 5, 6 zeal now. So we can add 4 tokens here. Which takes our objective up to 6. Not quite. Yeah, we have finished it. We have completed this objective. That was just enough. So 6 is good. We have the Congress of Vienna has concluded. In the Congress, within 1 hour, the King of Prussia, the Emperor of Austria, and the Tsar of Russia all declare war, not on Louis XVIII's France, but on the rebel Emperor Napoleon, brandishing him an outlaw. So that's it. We have done enough to convince the Allies. War is the answer. Right, when destroyed, draw 1 card. And we have drawn the Hanoverian Infantry. A lowly 1 unit, but it does bring me a little bit of zeal and a little bit of might. And might is what's going to take now as Wellington takes command. Right, interesting. Getting through that initial meeting at Vienna is tough for the Allies, but we've finally pushed on through. All right, I'm pretty sure they've got enough zeal. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2, 5. Yep, they've completed kill your enemies. Napoleon's gathered his forces and they're mobilizing the army for the movement north. We're moving into round 4. Now, they've got 1 resource on the hard dial, so they have stepped up their game a little. Right, but I like the fact that we've kept them slow, a little slow burn. We've got some resources here. We're going to ready Joseph Mutter. Let's draw 3 cards and discard 1. We've got Charles Lennox. He's good. Brings a resource. We've got an event. When an artillery card inflicts damage, cancel that damage, or we can cancel the Grand Battery. The Grand Battery. 95th Rifles, also good. Look at the might. 3 might and 3 health. They bring a resource. And their range. Deal 1 damage to 1 enemy but 4 rows away in this card's frontier. This is a great card, but look at the cost. 5. Do we keep our prince, the foot guards? Well, do you know what? I don't think we need this one. I don't think we need this event. So I'm going to toss this. Okay. All right. We've already ready. Mutter. Nothing to ready over here. Objective is might. Just go again a little bit slow, taking command, gathering our forces. I mean, I can generate 2 resources here. Keep these cards. That would lose me 3 might if I use those. I can put the prince in. He brings 1 might of his own plus another might here. So that's 1, 2, 3. We've got compensation for the lost 3 here. I'm going to put Lennox in play. Lennox the Duke. Lennox the Duke. We're going to tire these 2. Lennox is coming into play. I like his resources. I mean, we've only got 4 more spaces, so I haven't got room for everybody. Yeah, I haven't got room for everybody. So I'm going to have to throw someone away. Maybe he's not a good choice. But playing him draws me a card. And gives me another resource. I'm not going to play him. I'm not going to play him. I don't think he gives me enough. I don't think he gives me enough. I'm going to use him as a resource. 1, 2, 3. This feels better. Because all I'm doing is gaining a resource, drawing a card, but it's cost me 2 resources anyway. I feel that's better. And we'll get one of these 2 guys in instead. The foot guards are sturdy, immune to damage inflicted by units or characters. Or this lieutenant, which draws a card when defeated. I'm going to put the foot guards in, put them here. I like them because we've potentially got a square of infantry. I just need 1 here. That's infantry, 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 infantry. They bring 2 might, which compensates this just lost. The prince comes in for free. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. That's a strong unit. It feels like Charles Lennox has actually done his job by just being a resource card and allow me to get the first foot guards into play. All right, we've got one space here on the foe's board. They've got one resource now. Yeah, one resource from the dial. So they're looking for ones or zeros. Well, they've got a one. Here it is. Heavy cavalry. They can be boosted. So if you pay an extra resource, they gain a zeal +1. Now, in the solo rules, it says that the foe always gains the boost benefit, even if they cannot afford it. So they are getting this boost. And they are cavalry. So they will gain might +1 whilst in row 3. Wow, that heavy cavalry has just done a wonderful job. I've got 1 zeal and 1 extra might. Wow. Back to me then. Oh, I love the decisions I've got because, look, I could get James Inglis Hamilton. It costs 3. Just toss those cards. And I've got 2 might. I've got an extra resource. Or I could play this one free and it gets a might on the Black Brunswickers plus a might of his own. That's 2 might, but I don't get the extra resource. But I've saved all these cards. Do you see the choice? I like it. I like it. I'm going to play the prince. So Frederick William, you're coming in. You're coming in, and you're going up here. I want to save this spot. The Brunswickers get +1 might. Yeah, I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna use their might. I want to push through. I'm gonna get Wellington progressed. Let's push on with this objective. Back to the French. They still just got 1 resource. They do. Okay, they've got a card. It's an event. Spyglass. It says, I'm looking for the solo. Solo, discard 3 cards from the enemy's deck. Oh, it's nasty. When you see a good card go by, it feels mean, but I've lost something I haven't got, so it's no big deal. All right, 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look at them. All right, some Prussians, an event. Well, that's not too bad, actually. It's not too bad. Okay, I think I'm passing. I'm passing. I could get these in, create my infantry square, but I don't want to, not yet. They've got a 1 played effect, Mire 1 non-leader enemy. I don't want to do that yet. I want to wait. I want to do it when it's going to hurt them. And at the moment, they've just got a load of weak, their weakest cards. These are all 0s and 1s. So, wow, there's this one. But even that, it's not great. So I'm passing. So they're going to look again for a 1 cost or 0. There's a 0. And it's an unfortunate one because it's an attachment which they will be able to play. It comes with 3 damage counters. So it's novice versus veterans. This is one of the big advantages the French army had. They had veterans, experienced veterans that are bringing for 3 rounds an additional might. Now the rules tell us they play attachments into the same frontier as our leader if possible. So they want to play into this Hougoumont frontier. We get to choose where. So who do we think is potentially the most vulnerable? I don't think it matters too much as it goes. These 2 are the same. Let's put it here. Let's just have it here. What we know is it's giving them an extra might. Right, that's it. Objective phase next. They're looking for might. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 might. Well, that's more than enough to just storm their way through this objective. 12 might He's only got 2 defence. That's 10 progress. Yeah, they have mobilised. So with 200,000 troops at his disposal, Napoleon determines to split the advancing British and Prussian armies in order to defeat them separately. He marches the French Army of the North into the United Netherlands, now Belgium. So yeah, he wants to split the Allies. Here he is. He's completing his march north and crossed the border into Belgium. As for us, we're looking for might as well. So we've got 1. These are tired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7. Objective has a defense of 3, so that's 4 progress on here. Okay, Wellington, you're still doing the work of gathering your forces. Let's move to round 5. The resources are still 1. Right, start of the round, we remove a token from novices versus veterans. Let's draw 3, discard 1. Okay, we've got an event. When a unit or character would be destroyed, cancel. So you can cancel a destruction. Richard Mulholland, action, doing murder, destroy 1 old guard. 3 might. And then we got the first foot guards, another first foot. Wow. I don't know. I'm going to keep the event for now. Let's get rid of Mulholland. Colour Sergeant Richard Mulholland. Oh, do I? No, let's get rid of the event. Change of plan. I might replace the Prince here with Mulholland and possibly these. I don't know. We'll see what happens. As the game progresses, strategies change. I might just end up using this as resource anyway. Right, untire. So if I put an infantry here now, an infantry here, I've got a square and a line. So I'm probably going to put a couple of more infantries in. That's what I'm thinking. My weak frontier is Papelet, but remember, you only need to win 2 frontiers. So spreading your forces across all 3 might not be the answer. I mean, you've got to slow the enemy down, otherwise they've taken a frontier quickly and then they're fighting you for the next. But do we let them get La Haye-Sainte and go for Papelet? We've got a strong legion here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough to overcome Napoleon's. They've only got 1 extra might here. I mean, it does change. The picture does change. But we're looking ahead. Right, I only need 3, 4. I need 2 more on here. So I only need 5 might. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I've got my 5 might, so I can afford to tire all of these resources. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is enough to put 2 on there. Yeah, so I can use these without worrying that I'm losing anything. 95th Rifles is tempting now. This is an infantry unit. It gives me a resource. It costs 5. And as an action, range 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So I could, whatever they put in there can come under fire from my rifles. I like it a lot. But 5 is expensive. And I wonder whether I might be better just using these. Getting these in, which will pay for this. What do you think? Should we do that? Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to tire 1, 2, 3 for 3 resources. This is what it's all about. Get another resource giving. We're going to save these. As long as they don't chuck out an event that destroys the cards from my hand, that would be terrible. We've got one that says if destroyed, draw a card, and this one is immune to damage from units and characters. I kind of like this one. There's Mulholland. This one I do want to use later in the game, and my 95th Rifles are going to be absolutely awesome. I think we get this guy in and it will help pay for this. Right, first foot guards, another unit of foot guards is going in. I like it. They're going here. Okay. Napoleon, what have you got? He's got 1. He's still only got one resource. It's good. So 5, 3. Let's pick them up. 1, nice 1. There we go. 1. Young Guard, French infantry unit is going to look for a 0 to replace. We can choose any 0 cost card we want. I mean, we could take out this thing if we wanted to. So any 0. So we've got this one, this one up here. I don't mind keeping this character in. It's a weak character. He's not doing very much. Let's just replace this one. That'll do it. That's discarded. That's discarded. This guy comes in here. Okay. It does have one resource on it, though. Bloodlust is not used. Yeah, I'm going to switch that. I'm going to have it come in with this one instead. So we put the attachment back on. I think that's probably better. Let's put him over here. It's given us one extra resource, but I could potentially knock it out of Papalette Farm. Let's see what happens. All right, back to me, I think. And, shoot. Do you know what? I've made a mistake. I wanted to put my rifles there. I can't cheat and undo it, can I? No. I can't cheat and undo it, but I do have a commander. Move one British unit or character to a different frontier, so I could take an action here to move him back over here. Yeah, I've wasted an action because I made a mistake. This is why you've got to pay attention. 95th Rifles has got to be here. I want him in the centre. Yeah, they're going to get an extra action. That was my own fault. I should have put it here. Shoot. All right. Do I cut myself some slack? Maybe I do. I don't think it matters, but I did want my guys here. Which probably means it didn't matter where the Young Guard went, actually. That's just as good. Yeah, let's not cheat. We made a mistake. We paid the price. Commander, you've messed up. So we use his action to move this unit from here to here. Alright? I don't think it matters. It just means they've got an extra action. And they do have an extra resource. So yeah, I've given them a little bit of extra strength. This is why you can be better at this game. Right, now they've got 2 resources. And they can put this French cavalry in. Okay, so they're going to replace another 0. Cavalry want to go in row 3 if they can. That's the only thing. So actually they're going to go up there. So they're going out. They're coming in. They gain might +1 while they're in row 3. Okay, now that's a strong unit. That's a 3 might cavalry unit. Wow. Now I'm passing. I mean, I could use my infantry line. I've got a line of infantry. Sacrifice, destroy 1 opposing infantry. I don't want to do that. Infantry square, destroy 1 opposing cavalry. I can get rid of that. That would be better. Well, I could get rid of this. But I'm just giving them an extra action. So let's hold. Right, I'm passing. They get another turn. So again, they've got 2 resources to spend. Okay. An event, ammunition shortage. Action, destroy 2 cannon tokens. Well, that's ineffective. So they will draw again. That's cost 4. 5. 5. Some big cards. 4. We're looking for a 0, 1 or 2. Right, there's a 1. Take Le Havre, deal 1 damage to 1 frontier. So yep, they can do that. They can certainly do that. So they are putting a damage down. So they're getting ahead. Taking a pot shot to 1 frontier. They're going to prioritise the frontier where we're at. So Chateau de Hougomont, actually. Well, it could have been worse. So our mistake cost us, but probably not a lot because, right, we need might. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 to overcome 3. So we've got the 6 we need. So that event is still gone despite our mistake. So Wellesley pulled it back at the last minute. Wellington leaves Vienna in March, heading into the Low Countries to take command of the army responsible for stopping Napoleon. So we've seen Napoleon march north, where Duke of Wellington has arrived in Belgium, and Napoleon's working on cutting the Prussians off from the rest of the Allied forces. Meanwhile, we're counting zeal for the bloodless Paris coup. Right, so another political move from Napoleon. Counting zeal, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just 6. So only 3 progress here. Right, I'm happy with that. Now, I've just realised I messed those up. I've got them the wrong way around. I did D before C. Now, there is a variant, actually, so it's no big deal, where you can just shuffle these up and have a random set of objectives. As long as G is at the end here, you're okay. So, yeah, we have done it the wrong way around, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's do C next, and then E, F, G. All right, but, yeah, I wasn't careful setting up. Careful enough setting up. There you go. All right, game round 6 is just about to begin. We remove this. And that's one thing about this game. It is going to play out very differently each time. And even being able to mix up the objectives means it's going to play out very different. You do feel like you're learning and progressing as you play the game as well, which is cool. I feel like I'm doing better this game than my previous games. But it does mean they're not actually that far ahead of us. I thought they were one event ahead because it said D, but they're not. We just skipped C. So we're actually the same. They are about half an event ahead of us because they've got 3 on here. We've only just turned D. So, yeah, they're not too far ahead. All right, let's draw back up. Draw 3 cards. A hand of 4. And discard 1. We've got Farm Plunder, which is an attachment. Ignore weather effects. Really? Sponsor destroy this card, remove up to 2 damage from a character. Buttons the Cobman. He's good. 1 unit gains might until the end of the round, so that could be useful. That could be a useful, and it's 0 cost, particularly for the end of the actual Battle of Waterloo. Right, let's get rid of Farm Plunder. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6 cards. We're looking good. Let's untie everybody. I'm just going to make sure these are in the right order now. Yeah, C, D, E, F, yeah. D, E, F, G, yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. It makes sense because, look, we've crossed the border into Belgium before we did the Paris coup. So historically, it is exactly the wrong way around. But mechanically, for the game, it doesn't matter. All right, do we want to get the 95th Rifles in now? I think we do because then we've got this action. We've got this action available to us. They bring 3 might, plus 1, 4 might. We need 10 might. If I pay with all of these, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I still need to use 1 more card. That brings 3, 4 might, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm 1 might short. So actually, I might pay 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to pay 1 more card. Oh, who do I use? I want these guys. I'm probably going to play him into my reserves, not onto the battlefield. Mulholland, I just feel like he could be useful. I don't know. Let's get rid of supply shortages. and James Inglis Hamilton. Do I want Hamilton or do I want Mulholland? I want Mulholland. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've played the 95th Rifles. They bring a resource. They've got 3 mites. They gain 1 mite whilst in the central frontier. They've got an extra action. Range 4. 1, 2, 4. They can't hit Napoleon. They can't hit Napoleon. And they have created an infantry square. So we've got a square and a line. We could destroy an opposing cavalry unit, but it feels too soon. Right, their decks run out. We don't need to reshuffle this thing. It just flips over. They've got 1, 2 resources from their dial. 1 from here. They can play anything from 0 to 3 now. So, Pierre-Louis Bonnet to Marcognet is back. So, he's been off to the field hospital. He's done his thing. He's back in play. So maybe it was his unit that was taken out, but he survived. He's back on the battlefield and he's looking for a 0. Or we could take this infantry. We could take this infantry. He's going to mire 1 non-leader enemy in this card's frontier. Who do we mire? Well, they prioritise the highest might. So let's say we put him here. Let's say we put him here and replace this guy. And I could put him here. What are they trying to get? Zeal. So actually, I might just place him here, and he's going to tire my Brunswickers. I think that's actually fine. Let's go here. They are skillful. He's skillful. Skillful's not a talent that's ignored. So they are mired. So to mire them, you tire them and place a token. Now to remove this mired token, I have to tire it. Now I can't tire it because it's tired, so I'm going to have to wait till next turn, then tire it to remove the mired, and then obviously it's out of action this turn now for the rest of the turn and next. It's a shame, but I've got this guy, so I think I'm okay. But they do have another resource back, so Napoleon is strengthening. Okay, as for me, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass. Back to you, monsieur. And they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they've still got 4 resources. Wow. So, some more French cavalry. Oh, wow. So they prefer to go out here, but they're going to try and replace the lowest first. I think this is gone now, isn't it? Yeah, because they don't have any more of these infantry. There aren't any 0 cost cards in row 3, so this one's going to replace. So he's looking for a 0, so it's either this one, or this one. I mean, this guy's happy doing nothing, right? Cavalry. I think we're going to go in here. It is our choice, remember. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the round. So they're looking for 3, 6 zeal, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they've got it. They've still got it. So they did complete this one. And now we're back to where we were meant to be. So the Paris coups happened. The king has been tossed out of Paris. They're on to the Battle of Ligny. This is where Napoleon went off to face the Prussians, whilst Ney was off keeping the British occupied. As for us, we're looking for might, and I think we should be still okay. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yes, 10 minus 2. We are still okay. The Allies declare war. Our might has been summoned. This is what we were looking for. Mobilization and recruitment of troops begins as the Allies declare war, but resources and troops are spread far and wide, whereas Napoleon's forces are already concentrated. Yep, he's up there doing his thing. We've got to gather our resources. Let's draw a card as our reward. The next one is a battle for zeal. This is going to be tough, but we should be okay. But it may be some slow progress through here. Let's draw our card. Oh, Napoleon's illness. Deal 1 damage to one enemy, or deal 1 damage to Napoleon and tire him. Interesting. Okay, this is when the battlefield's like it is, and we've starting to get, the shape how we want it. This is when these events start to come into their own in your tactics. Let's see how it transpires. We're moving into round 7.